Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Terra Tech. And on this episode, we're going to continue where we left off. Now, on the last one, we actually went out into the desert. We killed a whole bunch of bots and things of that sort. But we came into basically a bug. And when I killed that one guy, I entered build mode, which was just this. And what it did is it shot everything that was around me so far. Literally, you could not see it on the map or within your eye range of the horizon. It was miles and miles away. And then when I ended the episode, I still had a couple more wills there that you could discover. And what I did is I entered build mode yet again to go ahead and put them on. And I hadn't even clicked on them yet. They were still in the little hovering mode above the little pedestals. And what it did for that was shoot them even further into the sky, which I'm guessing is miles and miles and miles further than the other ones were. So I'm not sure what kind of bug that was. I went ahead and restarted the game. I also messed around with the settings because we were getting a little bit of lag with the weapons because we have so many of them now, and I thought maybe my computer just couldn't handle it or something along those lines. I checked it out, and it's not even coming close to 20% of the CPU usage or the RAM or the graphics card. It's not even coming close to using what my computer has capable of. So it comes down to, I'm just guessing that the game itself is not capable of handling so many blocks and so many firings at any one time. Now, because it is in development, I'm sure that is something that's going to change and they're going to get better at it. Also, as we improve our vehicle, we'll get bigger and bigger blocks, which means we'll have fewer and fewer of them to basically overwhelm the game. Right now I have just a few big yellow blocks, and the majority of them are all these little gray ones. And then of course you see all the weapons I have. In fact, I'll fire it so you can see that it pretty much goes massively in every direction. It's pretty cool. But nobody else could really stand up to us. But mainly what we're going to do in this episode is just explore a little bit and kill some more bots. Now, I tried going out in the desert. The desert seems to be the best place to get some bigger and better bots blocks for us. But unfortunately, it does have quite a bit of lag that comes with it. And I'm not sure why. Like, literally just crossing over into the green grassland into the desert, the entire thing will lag out dramatically. And that's kind of a weird little bug that they got. It doesn't matter if I lower the quality down to bare minimums. It doesn't increase the effectiveness or how well the game runs. Die. Destroy. There we go. So now we have even more blocks, and that's a good thing. It won't even let us enter build mode. It's a good thing it's not shooting them all over the place, though. There we go. See, now it does shoot it a little bit when it does that, and I come to expect that that's alright. But when it shoots it so much that literally it's flying, miles upon miles. I don't know why I can't put this up here. I guess we'll just have to put it down here for a second. And what I want to do is just make my vehicle a little bit wider because we need more weapons on the front, basically, and we're just not able to do that very well yet. So let me make this come out a few extra blocks. And I'll do that with the other side because you can see I've already kind of started that way right here. So let's go ahead and take this wheel off for a second. Don't toss it. There we go. We'll put that here and this underneath. Well, I was going to do it underneath. Come on, there we go. Put this on the top, I guess. That way we'll make it as level and as even as possible. And I believe we went 3 on the other side, which is fine. We should have enough to do that in the back as well. And the ones in the middle, the wheels, don't necessarily have to be even with the front and the back. It's nice if you can do it that way, but it's not a necessity. I'll put that there for now, so I don't have to worry about it being flown off in some weird direction. Me losing a tire that I really, really wanted. Because these tires really change the game for you. They will allow you to go faster and farther and go above hills that normally would get you stuck with those little tiny ones. So if you don't have these big tires, you're going to be limited to how much you can really take on, how big of an enemy you're capable of killing, and just really how big your vehicle can get overall, because you're going to come to a point where, yeah, you have the blocks, but you just can't get over the hills anymore. You're not high enough. as far as the wheel height. And now you can build little pillars underneath the corners of your vehicle, and you know, put tires on those so that it stands up a little higher off the ground than the rest of your vehicle, so you can get over these humps. But it's not as efficient because these little tiny blocks, they don't take damage very well. I mean, it's a couple hits and they're destroyed. And if your wheels are going to be higher than the rest of your vehicle, well, then those pillars are going to be the thing that's going to get hit the most. And since they're so easy to destroy, what you're going to find happens most often is they are destroyed in a fight, and what you're basically left with is a wheelless vehicle, or you're missing one or two wheels and you're not able to turn around and move around very easy or very well at all, if you can even move around. So it does greatly limit what you're capable of doing and how well you're capable of fighting. So just keep that in mind. You know what, I'm going to put the extra wheel on this side over here. It's going to make my guy a little bit lopsided for now, but I'll get more wheels hopefully here in the future, and then I can even it out. In fact, since I have extra wheels, I can just go ahead and throw another one over here. Hadn't been planning on doing that. It's going to use a lot of the blocks that I just got, but I think it's going to be worth it in the end. Let's go ahead and put these down. It's going to look more like a, I don't know, like a spider or something than a regular vehicle, but you guys will have to let me know what you want me to name this version of the vehicle. This is pretty cool, actually. I actually like this one a lot, the way it's coming out looking. So let's take this one here, put that right there. Now you can see though that since these are just one blocks, if they are destroyed, you know, 3 of them or even all 4 of them, this wheel just pops right off. It's very easy to lose these things if you don't put them on the right places. I would rather have the big yellow blocks here than these little small ones, but unfortunately we don't get too many of those. I've only ever seen them off of the Play Studio guys that spawn every so often, and they've actually fixed that so that those guys will only spawn when you go out into the desert area. It used to be that they would be spawning all over the place, and they were ridiculously hard, and they didn't give you any time to basically even pick up the blocks of the enemy you just killed or go back and heal before they were spawning another one to kill you. And it basically became unplayable at a certain point. You could not recover from the constant barrage of attacks that they had at you. So I guess they realized that was a problem. A lot of people were complaining about it, and they went ahead and changed it. So now they only spawn when you go out looking for them, basically when you go out into the desert area. And even then, they don't spawn nearly as often. They give you a little bit of time in between fights to basically recover and recuperate. Go ahead and put that over here somewhere. We'll worry about fixing all that later. Just want to get some of these weapons on. We're going to have to go repair. Now that's going to be the other negative thing when your vehicle gets this big, is simply you can't fit your vehicle into the repair dock to repair all these things because you're just so massive. I think that's going to be it right there. Oh no, there's one more weapon. You're just so massive, and I'll show you guys because I have my base over here. Holy crap, this guy is wicked. You know what? I'll take some of these and put them on the wheel ones, simply for the fact that when you get this big, you're going to have to worry about trees and things getting in the way, and it's nice to know that your wheels are able to clear their own path. Okay, so there's stuff on the wheels. Because it doesn't even come down to the point of trying to avoid trees. You're this wide, you're this big, everything's going to get in the way. There's no way you can go around all that. I can't even see this guy, but hopefully I'm hitting him. Maybe not because I'm on a ledge. Give it a second, turn around. You are dead, punk. Oof. Oh, come on, you're still alive? That's not possible. Big cheater. You know what? We'll put this over here on the front. There we go. So now we need to head over to our base, which is the little blue area. You will have the blue area as your base and as the regenerative little cone over here. Now those are usually in 2 different places. Of course, I've moved mine in the same location. I wish I could put this on top of my vehicle and just have it you know, when I come to a rest or something, and it just goes ahead and repairs it. Or even better yet, if you could go into build mode and just kind of like glide over it so your vehicle can get repaired. You can see most of those are damaged. Those are the ones that we picked up off of the enemy. The wheels always seem to get hurt no matter where you place them, so it's always a good idea to repair them if you are worried about losing them. In this case, I have a few extras, but I kind of like those. I kind of like to have them ready so that when we do decide to upgrade, you know, it's there for us and not have to go out and looking for them, because those are difficult to find, just like the yellow blocks are difficult to find. The rest of this stuff, pretty easy. Everything else seems to drop in large quantities. There's some enemies, obviously, that will have more blocks than lasers, and other enemies that will have very few blocks, but just tons and tons and tons of weapons. So it's kind of nice if you can try to find a good mix of those two, because I've had it where I found just like 4 or 5 enemies in a row that have tons of weapons, and you can't put weapons on your guy unless you have the blocks to hold them, and so you just end up passing by all these weapons. You know you can make your guy into Uber, but you're just not able to do it. In this case right now, we actually have more blocks than we do weapons. We can actually fit quite a few more weapons on here, and I could redesign it and things of that sort, which is probably what I'm going to do here. I'm going to pause it while this is repairing, because clearly these blocks are incredibly damaged. It's taking quite a long time for them to finish, and that's just this one wheel. And while that's going on, I'm going to go ahead and change up some of the weapons, put them in different places, rearrange them so that they can all attack. Again, I'll be right back, guys. Don't worry, just take 1 second. Okay, so we're back, and as you can see, the blocks are still flashing green. Now, this is obviously a bug. I've been sitting here for about 20 minutes on the exact same spot, and there's no way they're still recharging. That's clearly something wrong with that, but they're all repaired, and as you can see, I've moved the weapons around so they're a little easier to get to, and they're a lot more choppy when they fire off. This is gonna be crazy. Die! There we go. Look, oh, there's somebody there. A little punk. So small I didn't even see you. Boom, baby. Let's see, anything good worth taking? No, just a little tiny crappy weapon for charging, which I don't like to do too often, or really at all. Get some of this stuff out of the way. Now, the trees and the rocks do come back, so don't worry about destroying them. There's really not a lot you can do with them yet anyways. Where did he go? Boom. So now I actually did save a block, so we'll put that here. Actually, no, we'll put it over... We'll put it on the front, because that seems to be where we're doing all the damage right now. It's a good idea to have the front and the back pretty well equipped, but for now, it's not that big of a deal. I don't really see running into anybody that's going to cause us any trouble. What is this? Oh, that's a piece of resource. So behind us is another guy. Let's go take this guy on. Holy crap. You definitely want those guys. I want your blocks. I apologize for the choppiness. Not a whole lot I can do about that, unfortunately. It's like watching in slow motion. Okay, we got it. Now, hopefully when I enter build mode here, it doesn't shoot all these blocks everywhere. It did move a little bit of it, but that's alright. We can deal with that. So let's see, what did we get here? We want a couple blocks here to finish off that row. We may even go ahead and expand this next row a little bit so that we can have it a little bit more even. Let's go ahead and put these down. Now, you don't necessarily have to have these blocks going up and down so that you have the bottom row. That's just something I like to do so that makes it, you know, the weight-wise is even distribution, because sometimes when you do just one row and you didn't do the bottom one, when you're going over things, you'll find like the front will be really, really front heavy and just make it really miserable for you to try to get around places that it's just not easy to do anymore, because your vehicle is kind of lopsided. It's kind of leaning to one side versus the other, simply because you didn't make sure that the weight is balanced. And so I try to do that whenever building my guy ahead of time, so I don't have to come back later on and try to fix, you know, the mistakes that I made earlier in the game. So let's see, we can put this weapon up here. I don't know what these things are. Oh, I think they're part of a base, actually, so let me put those next to each other. Now we do need a few more layers back here in the back as well for our weapons, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. If it will let me, there we go. And we'll move this over one. I meant the weapon, not the block. I have to find that weapon again. I'm sure it's off to the side somewhere. If it will let us pick any more blocks up, there we go. And I try to put these artillery shells behind this first row because they do fire over it. So you don't necessarily have to build up a whole row just for them to be able to have the line of sight. They don't need it. They can fire right over and still be perfectly fine. And then the next row is where I'll put the next weapon, the next set of weapons, I should say. I don't have any one blocks yet. I do right there. Finish that row off. Put another set right here. Let's see, where do I need these? I need to take this block off. Okay, I'll worry about the weapons in a second. Put that there. Put this over there. I need to make this row one more height so that the weapons behind can fire. Hold on, let me put this down. I'll move these weapons around. You know what? I'll put this down here because I like to have all these on the third or fourth row. That seems to be their distance. Beyond that, they're really not going to hit the target too well. You want to make sure that the limit on the weapon, and they all have a limit. The artillery shells, they don't go very far, but they do some serious damage. So you want to make sure where you put them, you're still able to actually do some hitting. Let me see, can I get it to go sideways? There we go. Not very secure, but I do get a few more rows out of it for our weapons. Let's see, can we get this? There we go. I like that. So let's see. Gonna go ahead and put this down here. Now that we got an extra row, put this up here. If the computer doesn't freak out on me, it's saying you have way too many blocks. Do something else. There we go. Now I did, like I said, test it, so it's not the computer's that's just not able to keep up with it. I think it's just the programming hasn't been designed to really take advantage of what some computers are capable of doing. Unfortunately, I think that's going to be the way it is for some time. They have other things they're concentrating on, such as getting the game out and making sure it's finished before they really, you know, step it up and say, hey, you know, if you got a great computer, we're going to go ahead and, you know, make it where the game can take advantage of your hardware and your RAM and your graphics card and things of that sort. So a little choppy. Let's go ahead and put this one. Can we do it? Turn it. There we go. What else do we got over here? It's definitely not liking that view. Let's put this over here. Right there. And that will also protect the wheels a little bit more because they'll have to get through a whole layer of our blocks before we can even see the wheels, let alone attack them. So yeah, that's gonna work out pretty nice, I think. No, not that one. This one. There we go. Go up one more. There we go. So wheels, lasers. Do that. We do have this one right here. Put that up one more. In fact, we'll put this one up one more as well. If it will let me. There we go. And take this one and put it on the same row as all the others. Oh, it's nice and neat. It looks kind of cool. I like the... And it's easy to tell when you look at it. You're like, okay, I have this many of this weapon and this many of that weapon. And then, of course, you can do something like that, which just gets rid of all your weapons when you click on it. because it wanted to be a little silly. So now I gotta pick those back up. You know, when you click on things like this, sometimes it doesn't necessarily find the right block that you're hoping it will be. It sometimes will click the block underneath it when you're clicking on a laser, and of course all the lasers that are on that block will go flying off when you start to move it, which is something I hope they will fix in the future. You're probably wondering, why do you have so many radars? Well, if one gets destroyed, I like to have a couple backups, because that is something that does happen from time to time, that one will get destroyed. And since my base isn't quite working yet, they're still doing that in the patches. They're still trying to fix it so that it's all up and running. It won't let me pick this up for some reason. Okay, now let me pick it up and toss it. It's not exactly what I wanted. Okay. Where did that come from? I don't even know where this block came from. I didn't try picking this thing up. I guess I'll put it right there until I figure out later on. Here we go. Finally. Okay, I think that's going to be it here. There's another weapon here. I guess I could take that. Put it over there. Quite a few more weapons, actually. Guess we'll put these on real quick. And it seems now that I'm out of build mode, it's actually going a lot smoother. So I'm not sure what's wrong with the build mode. So that's a lot smoother. Something wrong with the build mode. It was doing that freaky thing earlier. It was shooting my blocks all over the place when I went into it. Hopefully they fix that. Okay, so got one more radar, one more weapon. There we go. Put that up here. Oh, we got one more block too. Well, I'm not mad that I found it. Just mad that I didn't find it earlier. Okay. Now back to our base. Where is our base? And all the little red things popping up means that I have lasers that are pointed the wrong direction. They're not able to fire, things of that sort, which I'll get sorted out later over here. But I want to go ahead and put these things down real quick. Where is it? Right over here. Grab this. Put it down right there. Grab this. You know what? We can put this down as well over here somewhere. Let's see, is it doing anything? Yeah, we'll put it over here. Nope. How about that? I don't know about that. Well, we're going to go ahead and end the episode here, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get healed up, rearrange some of my weapons. And on the next episode, we're going to continue where we left off. And hopefully they have fixed some of these issues by then. I'm hoping that they'll do another patch here in a few days. And maybe our base will start to actually work. Because I think that, for me anyways, this is what I'm really looking forward to. Is being able to use this base to create some new blocks. Maybe get rid of some of these little gray ones and build up these big nice yellow ones that I have. I would love to be able to build a huge bot full of those guys and just really walk around and kick some serious butt. But again, they haven't quite done that yet. And I want to thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear back from you. If you have a name for this this giant bot that I've managed to build, you know, put that down in the comments below, and I'll refer to it from now on. I'm not quite sure what it looks like. I keep trying to go almost in like a pyramid fashion so that my weapons have the greatest ability to attack, you know, layer after layer after layer. But this one kind of looks a little bit like a, I don't know, with the lathe coming out on all four ends. It's kind of a unique design. But anyways, if you guys have a name for it, let me know. And I'll call it that, and I'll give you guys credit and let them know who came up with that and everything else. If you have any questions about the game, I'm not an expert by any means, but I'll answer them as best as I can. And I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next episode.